Alright, I'm going to cut away and give these both a test run before swapping out their motors. Alright, first one here, folks, I'm going to run is my little green boy right here and show you all how its motor sounds first before swapping these motors here. Alright, on to the blue one now, folks, to show you all its original motor sound before swapping out motors. Alright here, folks, motors are now swapped. I'm going to start with the green boy once again, which I just swapped the little blue soft and light motor onto this green one right here. Just give you all a demo of it here. here, folks, onto this little blue boy right here. Alright here, folks, that was the video there for the motor swap, and just a little something here. I do need to change the belt in this one here because when I was swapping out motors, the belt was a little bit stretched, but I'm going to cover that for another day in another video, and maybe make a little video tutorial and commentary on how to do it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut away here and re-swap their motors back into their original bodies right here and cut away. Well here, folks, I hope you all enjoyed this video I did here of me swapping out the motors here on these two soft and light Supremes right here, with this one being in green and this one being in blue right here, and they are both 7-amp motors that come with a 7-bladed fan, while the 12 amps right here, like this Hoover Runabout Deluxe right here, comes with a 20-bladed fan, which is known to produce much more airflow, a bit more shadow resistant, and are also less noisier than the 7-bladed fans are. But even with 20-blade fans, I would still highly advise y'all not to pick up anything hard, sharp, or metal with them, such as coins, rocks, nails, needles, marbles, bottle lids, or crowns, for example, which can, not only damage your fan, but could also damage the motor housing as well too, and just cause your vacuum, to just be a lot louder than normal usage, and it could, really, be bothersome, to your neighbors, and even to anybody that's living with y'all, and even to like your household pets here too. And so, just please take my word for it here, folks. It just ain't worth the risk, like just having a chip fan, and speaking of which, parts for these machines, are a lot harder to come through nowadays, and so if chip that fan, good luck trying to find a replacement right there, folks, because if you're lucky enough, you just might find one on eBay that could either be a used fan, or maybe also a brand new one, and maybe you might also just find one on a vacuum store online, which is where I got some of my missing attachments for some of my Elites that originally had missing attachments on it to when I first bought them online. And so, but yeah, here folks, it just please treat these, machines right here, with great care, and, and respect, and please, watch what you pick up, what you pick up with them, even, with just clean air vacuums right here too, still watch with what you pick up with them. Just please watch what you pick up, just any vacuum, regardless if it's direct air, clean air, shop vac, or just any kind of vacuum. Just please, just still watch with what you pick up with them, so machines can last longer. But going back to these Elites right here, I would probably say this one was probably a tad bit louder than this one right here, because I think that's just its true nature right here. This soft and light Supreme right here is just a natural big time screamer. That's just the natures of just pretty much every Elite around right here in general. They're just all natural big time screamers, even just newer vacuums, and just any vacuum around, just period. It's just loud by nature, period. But older machines right here, like these direct air Elites right here, are known to be the loudest, compared to the newer models. Any vacuum, as I always said, it's just loud by nature. And so not really anything you can do. But sometimes, I did kind of already mention this, with the fans right here. If your vacuum is a bit louder than normal usage, if it's like sounding like a chainsaw or whatsoever, you could either have a bad or chip fan that's in need of replacing, or in other words, you could also have some bad bearings in them if they're making a weird screeching, squealing sound, and that might need some greasing on the bearings or replacing. And so yeah, that's your typical Elite problems right there. Bad bearings, and and chipped or bad fans that are in need of replacing. And also keep in mind, these machines right here are also made out of plastic right here, and the plastic on them is very brittle and can break over time. And these were known as, I think, one of the cheap budget machine cleaners back then, when these were brand new. These were, back then, when they were brand new, and these were just known probably, for all its excessive noise, and people, it's chip fans from people just not paying attention with what they pick up, and then they would just immediately throw out their machine after it quit working there, and then bar trying to put any maintenance, no repairs with their machines themselves. They just immediately threw out and just bought another vacuum, and then pretty much the same shit, and if you had maybe a clean air vacuum, whether if it's bagless or a bagged vacuum, people also those would also get thrown out after they quit working, such as when people want it either clean the filters or change the bags or clean out the brush rollers, nor replace them. And just you just gotta treat every vacuum with care, and and respect, and as I already said, and and you know, and your vacuums will just last much longer when, you know, watch with, you know, what you pick up with them, and just, you know, when you put proper maintenance to them. So yeah, there folks, treat every machine, you know, with care and respect. Sorry if I keep repeating myself. I am on the autism spectrum, you know, and I can sometimes be known for just repeating things a lot, and sometimes have a hard time understanding, you know, certain, you know, words or catchphrases that, you know, people say, and sometimes we'll need them repeated, and you know, and sometimes I may forget things a lot pretty easily, you know, like trying to find the right explanations, or find, you know, the right things I need to do to know, in order to like complete a certain task in time, and just, you know, like, and just, you know, be able to like just ace whatever I'm doing, you know. That's just kind of part of my autism, you know. And you know, but anyway here folks, before I end the video here, I don't mean to get a little off topic right here, or sound like I may be talking too much or over explain things right here folks, but just a little friendly reminder here: if you all try to say anything bad, mean, rude, hateful, evil, shameful, or tell me that I need to cover my stomach right here, folks, and that it just looks gross and disgusting, that it just doesn't make me look like a real man or whatsoever. If you try to say any of that shit and just try to like constantly bully or troll me, or trolling for it, your comment will either be deleted, or you will be blocked, or in other words, I just may say something even meaner back to y'all in return, that just may make you regret your decision for the rest of your life. And so, and you know, also too, here folks, I am still a straight man right here. And you know, and also to any comments that try to like automatically assume that I'm gay, especially to any of you gay men right here folks, if you try to also just any of you gay men that try to also automatically assume that I'm gay right here folks, and if you try to like also like hit on me, flirt with me, or try to like hook up with me whatsoever, even after I already told y'all that I'm a straight man right here, and you just can't learn to take no for an answer, you will also result in blocking too, and just may end up in some serious trouble here folks. And so please be respectful right here folks of my style and fashion trends right here folks. This is just who I am right here folks. My body, my fashion, my choice right here. I'll wear what I want when I want, even if it involves showing my stomach and showing some skin right here. Straight men can wear crop tops and be allowed to embrace and then show their bellies too, like girls can. Fashion trend should all just be a basic life choice for everybody, not a toxic gender shit or whatsoever. You know, I'm a very nice guy right here folks, and you know, I'm always gonna love everybody for who they are, you know, regardless of their fashion trends, and whether if you are also gay, bi, straight, or les, right, or trans here folks. I'm always gonna love everybody for who they are, and you know, and no, please pardon me to what I said earlier about, you know, any gay men that try to like hit on me for right this, you know, don't get me wrong right there folks. As I already just mentioned, I love gay people and respect and always gonna love everybody for who they are, as I already said, whether if they are gay, you know, I'm always gonna love everybody for who they are no matter what. And you should all be doing the same for me here too, folks. And you know, But as I said, I love gay. I don't have a problem with gay people. I'm not homophobic. I love everybody for who they are, regardless if they are gay. But if you can't learn to take no for an answer, and can't learn to just accept the fact that I'm a straight person right here, and you still try to like constantly try to like flirt with me, you know, or hook up with me or whatsoever, you will be blocked here, folks, and it's just not worth the risk, and it's just not worth the risk of just trying to bully anybody. It just makes you look stupid and idiotic, and it just makes you look like a douchebag YouTuber and troll with no life. So please, people, keep your negative comments to yourself, and let me be me, and I'll let y'all be yourselves. This is just who I am right here. I just, it's not really you guys' business to know, why I like wearing these right here and showing some skin, but I just like to like feel more comfortable and confident in myself more, and just feel more confident in my body right here, folks, as a straight man right here. So, like, as I already said countless times, my body, my fashion, my choice right here. And again, sorry for repeating everything right here countless times. It's just a common autistic trait that I have right here, folks, and I'm trying to do the best I can to try to find the right explanation to things, and but anyway, right there, folks, enough of all that chit chat right there, but yeah, enough of all that right here, folks. But anyway here, folks, thank you all for watching right here, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bells right here for my channel here, folks, because it really helps me out a lot here with my channel when you all interact with it here and like and comment on it. It just helps keep my content and channel running right here, folks, when you guys, acknowledge it. But yeah, thank you all for watching here, folks, and I will see you on the next video here. Peace.